Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Golden power, never.
Alright, what is going on? Today is September 26th. Today looked like it was going to be an absolute shit show in pre-market, but we had the juices loose on some of these China plays, so let's get to it. CNA, our first ticker, basically had no pre-market for me. I didn't even have it up. I think it started people look at it from here. If I'm being honest, this is shit volume so far. I would not be taking that. Here was actually decent volume and pullback. This right here was actually a really solid dip play if it was going to continue, and in fact it did. It did a nice flag push into the gap fill. We haven't really seen a whole lot of gap fill, so this is cool to see. Nice push, nice little dip there back to the previous high. Another push, suck and go. That was a pretty big move. There was kind of a trend line here, but I mean, not really. You couldn't have done that. Hindsight's easy to tell, but once it broke that uptrend, it kind of faded to death. One thing to note about today is we did see a lot of straight bullish moves in the morning, so like 10:30, and then just death. So pretty much keep getting that bread in the morning and then bounce the actual fuck out. DTSS, no pre-market again, stick out of nowhere into a halt. I don't know where we're trading this at. People were trading it maybe here. I mean, what, there was one share that went through in this candle. You can count me the fuck out, but I mean, nice overall look if the volume was there, but that's kind of garbage. Nice double top into a key level and then faded into zero. We have Duo. This one was probably the most predictive one to go because pre-market was such trash. We have this trend line dip. I personally wanted to get in here, however, this shit was, first of all, Thinkorswim ads have been fucking trash lately, and on top of that, this thing was fluttering around like a fucking wild man. So, but this was a nice dip to trend line. No shot of actually getting it near here, but that was a nice push. We've seen a lot of this kind of 1-2 candles and go, so it's just tough to get kind of solid fills there. Nice push, dip to pre-market with a double bottom flag. I added some here and got a nice push there into the start of the gap fill. I thought for sure this thing would be done here, but we actually kept momentum going. Did a 190 EMA wave, kind of scalping it all the way up. Another nice double bottom flag here over the gap level, and then I think that was pretty much the last move. And then she just kind of double topped and faded. Everything in here is kind of choppy. Could have made some, but this was nice. Nice to see this in a shitty pre-market. FIFI was low volume. Did not expect this one to go either. Did a nice U pattern out of the gates into VWAP, which this week we have seen stuff go into VWAP and fail. We've also seen stuff U pattern and double top the U pattern, so it would come to here and then fail. We'll review T-Bio that did that later. Nice hold and break, and this thing just went fucking straight up. I mean, honestly, I don't think I would have been buying if I was looking at this. I'm not seeing a whole lot of places to buy on this one. I mean, here we have a pre-market high dip. Somewhere over there. Right there. Yeah, and then it just faded again. So that's a common theme. It's just this up only and then fade. GXAI was, I don't even know. It was just a low volume one. I got rid of it pretty much before pre-market or open market started. Hollow, another low volume pre-market. It did have this uptrend. The volume was okay enough, but not enough to really sustain a whole lot of moves. So after that broke, it didn't really do anything. KTRA, thing just faded off the open. I thought maybe this one could actually break and do something, but this one had a nice little U pattern, and it did the whole flat top thing and then fade like we saw yesterday. So glad I did not really look at that. KTTA, this one was the Octo of Wednesday. This one was a pain in the ass. Just trying to fill something down here and hold it for a move. Just pain. I tried it a few times and got stopped out both times. Probably a little too tight, but the spread and everything else is just super tough. But this one had a nice little uptrend too once we started to break it, and then it broke and faded. This also double topped on flat. A lot of good spike candles to get some profit, but definitely a lot more difficult to play, a lot more dragged out of a U pattern. NCNA was a multi-day one. This one just literally just faded off the open. Didn't really do anything, honestly. SVRE. This one also faded to oblivion off open. We start seeing it go down forever. It's time to get away from it. T-Bio. Another multi-day at a key level. I actually added down here for a U pattern into this, and it worked to perfection. Yeah, we saw a lot of this back up to basically open and then fade, so it was a good little scalp. And plus we have this key level here. This thing could, maybe later, but right now it's toast. Turner's Iced Tea, also multi-day, no volume, didn't do anything. So we're gonna switch over to our official patterns of the day real quick and start reviewing that. Give me the pen. We'll start with the bullish ones. Did the pre-market high. We saw that in FIFI. We also saw that in Duo today. Nice to see push and sustain. The beginning of the week, what we would see is maybe this candle gets rejected here, comes back down, and then you get a push, kind of like this this line of resistance, and then it would just kind of fade off. We're actually getting pushes, which is nice to see. I'm expecting tomorrow to be the same. It's the end of the month. The Friday of the end of the month is usually hotter than most of the month anyway, so I'm expecting one or two similar things like Duo did today. Hopefully we get some of that downtrend, uptrend. We see this a lot. This one's a lot tougher, but still there. Then Hollow, low volume one, but still kind of did the same pattern, so cool to see that. Double bottom flag, had a couple of these today, especially over a key level. Double bottoms are super effective, easy to spot out. This one, super nice. U pattern. We're gonna go through like probably 4 or 5 of these, and you can tell all of them have different structures to them. So like this one literally took till 9:50 to base, so the whole thing was like 30 minutes long. This one was 10 minutes. This one 10 minutes. Duo was 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So we're gonna get different types. It's kind of more easy to spot out which ones are gonna do which, but this one also held a trend line as well. Uptrend Cine did hold one. I mean, this is more hindsight one. I'm not gonna count this one as a major one, but it did kind of hold up there. It dipped the key level. We have a gap fill there, gap fill there. If we're above a key level and it dips into it, it's not a bad idea to take a stab there. One here, even though this one faded or failed, that's still 4 or 5 cents of profit right there. Getting to the bearish ones, open bell fade, anything fading off the open and not doing anything. Getting rid of SVRE, did this today. Double top. Double top on the U pattern. So we saw a couple of these. They come down, they push, and then they fail. If they start to fail, it's time to kind of get the fuck out of the way. K-Tura did it on lower volume. And then KTTA did it today as well, where it push, small push out the open, fade, come back, and then death. All right, let's move to the next one. Vertical and fade. This is kind of just an observation. It's not really bearish. It's just kind of like we saw big pushes out of the gates. So this one was what, 10-15. This one was like 9-50. So you're getting these big pushes and then fade. So if we go back to the previous one, big push, and once that push starts to get extended and we get some extended stuff, it's time to kind of back out. And then also on CNA, big push, fade. Double tops. So these are not the U pattern ones. These are just overall double top patterns. Duo did this. DTSS as well. Even though this is fucking trash right there. Uptrend breaks. We see a lot of these too, where once they break it, they pretty much don't ever get back to where they once were. KTTA did this as well. All right, that is it for today's recap. Today, pre-market wise, again, we thought it would be a trash day, especially after Wednesday being really flat and kind of garbage. Today, the pre-market followed suit, but open market had a lot of good opportunities. So I'm expecting hopefully the same tomorrow, but I am banking on the fact that it's gonna push up morning and then fade afternoon. So we'll have to see, but we're still gonna take open morning U patterns, and we're going to make at least $1 billion tomorrow. Okay, bye.